Hello, Billy Story, TNA for Life here. I have a TNA Slammiversary 2012 review. Um, this was a really good show. The best pay-per-view of the year by far. You know, a lot better than WrestleMania actually. In my WrestleMania review, I gave WrestleMania a really high rating, a really good rating. Well, I gave it like a 8.5 out of 10 or something like that. But now looking back at it, WrestleMania wasn't as good as I originally thought. I mean, it really tied with SummerSlam of '08 and the fact that it was really a three-match show and all the other matches were really just average. But to me, this Slammiversary, every match except for the Robbie E and Robbie T versus Devon Garrett Bischoff match, which I'll talk about later in my review. But every match were either good or entertaining in their own way. And what I mean that was either it was good either every match, with the exception of one match, was really good wrestling wise. Maybe some matches just told a good story in the ring and had some good ring psychology. Or maybe one match was pure entertainment, and that was the case with the Bully Ray and Joseph Park match, which I'll talk about later in my review. But yeah, this was definitely at least an A show. I would probably give it an A+ show if it wasn't for one of the tag matches, which I'll talk about in my review. That being said, let's dive right into this review. The show kicked off, which was the match of the night, in my opinion, at least from a pure wrestling standpoint, and that was the X Division title match. Before the match happened, Hogan came out in a match that he was going old school, and it was gonna be the Austin Aries and Samoa Joe match. There's gonna be an X Division title match. So does that mean the whole weight limits thing is over with, and they're going back to like no limits? One can hope, but chances are this was just a random last minute decision they made at the 11th hour, but I like that they made it for the X Division title match, for the X Division title anyway. I mean, it really wouldn't. I mean, I think it enhanced the match, and you really wouldn't be a 10th Slammiversary without an X Division title match. I don't think, because the X Division is one of the main reasons TNA has had the success that it has, and that's been around for 10 years. Because quite frankly, the X Division was really the thing that carried TNA, and the X Division carried TNA on their back for a while and really helped build, were one of the key factors to building up TNA. So I think it was appropriate to have an X Division title match. I don't know if it's. I would have had it as the opener though. This is really my only complaint with the Samoa Joe and Austin Aries match, because it's a phenomenal match, but it really should have been like a lot higher up on the card. I would have probably had it second to last match right before the world title match, because this was really good. You know, some nice high spots. Some really good technical and in-ring work between the two. It was really back and forth, and I would love to see maybe a 2 out of 3 falls or a ladder match or something between some kind of stipulation type of match between these two, because this was really good. Austin Aries retained. As I thought, they didn't really build to this, and they didn't really do anything to make it look like Samoa Joe was going to win the title. So we knew going in that Austin Aries was probably going to win. But I'm hoping this is the start of a feud between these two that hopefully last for at least 2 or 3 months, because I would definitely love to see these two go in the ring for another again, because these two could main event a pay per view. That's how good this match was, and I think it was a mistake to put it in the opener, but still, not much to complain about here. Next up is the match that I think should have been the opener: Hernandez versus Kid Cash. It was a solid match. Nothing really special. Nothing I'll remember about 3 months down the road, but still a solid match. And again, it probably should have been the match that opened and not the best match of the night, at least wrestling wise. But still, this was a solid match. I guess that means Hernandez is base and Mexican America is disbanded. I don't know. But yeah, Hernandez is your winner, and maybe this is the start for maybe a mid-card singles push for Hernandez. I don't know. Again, I don't know. Hopefully, I like Hernandez. I think he's decent on the mic, and he works very well for a bigger man, for a big man. You know that Suicide he did was sick. That was awesome. But yeah, it was. But Hernandez is your winner. And next, oh god, probably the worst fucking match of 2012 that I've seen all fucking year, okay? Robbie and Rob Terry, or Robbie T, whatever the hell you want to call him, versus Eric Bischoff's no talent, talentless piece of shit of a son, Garrett Bischoff, and the TNA Television Champion Devon. Oh boy. What a shitty match this was. There was botches all over. Garrett was botching all the moves. Robbie E came off as very awkward in the match, as he usually does. Robbie E and Garrett Bischoff both suck. They both have no charisma, are shitty on the mic, are even shittier in the ring. And what TNA sees, and well, at least in Robbie E, I'll never know. And the only reason Garrett Bischoff even has a contract with TNA is because his father is Eric Bischoff, let's face it. And to me, I just can't. I just don't like the idea of Robbie Rob Terry being paired with Robbie E, because to me, Robbie Rob Terry has so much more potential than Robbie E, and putting him in as a Robbie E's bouncer made no sense to me to begin with, and it still doesn't make sense to me now. Uh, Ever since he lost the television title, AJ Styles, in 2010, they really haven't found out what they wanted to do. I don't think TNA's found out what they wanted to do with Rob Terry. I mean, they had him turn heel after he was really over with the TNA fans, and they had him join Immortal, and he basically became Immortal's jobber bitch. He would basically do all the jobs for the baby faces who was feuding with Immortal. And then after that, it looked like they were going to turn him face and reunite him with the British Invasion. And then they just completely, from out of the blue, ended that. And then they made him Robbie's bouncer, which was stupid as fuck to begin with. And to me, this match should have never happened. You know, and what is with TNA's consistent need to give Robbie E TV time? I mean, really. I mean, this feud between him and Devon has basically been the TNA's 2012 equivalent of the 2011 no money drawing feud that was Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle. That feud fucking sucked. And that feud lasted for fucking ever. This feud's the same way, except it's actually worse, believe it or not. Because not only does it involve one person that sucks, like it did last year with Jeff Jarrett, and at least in that feud he had Kurt Angle to carry his ass. But now this feud has two people that sucks, and that's Jarrett and Robbie E. And instead of seeing this match, I would have much rather seen Rod Terry and Devon squash Garrett Bischoff and Robbie, because that to me would have been way more entertaining than this abortion of a match. But anyway, but next up was the triple threat match for the number one contender for the world title. And this, to me, even though the X Division title match was the best match in like wrestling wise, this to me overall was the best match of the night, because it set up the world title match on Impact. But we now know who the number one contender is for the world title, and that's Mr. Anderson, who won this match. And there were some nice spots in here. Really, everyone got a chance to shine in this match. Yeah, and it was just really entertaining. Even though it wasn't the best wrestling-wise to me, because it actually did more, in the sense that it set up the world title match on Impact this week. But it was also very entertaining in its own right. And I think this match was actually the best match of the night. But yeah, Mr. Anderson is your new number one contender. And next up, Crimson was interviewed about his streak, and he said, "Let's see, you know, I've been undefeated since I got here last year, and let's go see who my next victim is. And in the ring, Crimson actually cut a pretty good promo. I thought he displayed some really good mic skills, and this set up his open challenge. The promo he cut set up the open challenge match really well. So good stuff here. And his challenger is now. Sorry about your damn luck. That's right. It was the Cowboy James Storm, who made his return to TNA after being gone since that his match with Bobby Roode at Lockdown, and he pretty much squashed Crimson as he should, and so the streak's over, and hopefully this is the beginning of building James Storm back up and slowly building him up back to the world title scene, and hopefully they keep the belt on Bobby Roode all the way till Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory is what I meant to say, and then have him drop the title to James Storm. Because at this point, if they didn't drop the title to James Storm at Lockdown, they might as well wait all the way to Bound for Glory at their biggest pay-per-view of the year. But next up, Dixie Carter comes in the ring, and she thanks all the fans for the support, and she thanks all the wrestlers, and she has all the wrestlers come out, and then she says she's going to announce the Hall of Fame, the first Hall of Fame inductee for TNA, and then there's this video package of people saying all good stuff about Sting, about how he's a legend and all that stuff. And of course, the first inductee is Sting. The fans chanted, "Thank you, Sting," and yes, thank you, Sting. You are a true legend. You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And Sting, of course, he thanked the fans and all the wrestlers and Dixie Carter. And as of right now, I think this was the best choice, and Sting is actually the most deserving to be in the TNA Hall of Fame as of right now. Because of the fact that Sting was really the first really big star to come to TNA, and like Dixie said, he came when TNA was a small, struggling company, and he was really the first really big star to come to TNA and say, you know what, I'm going to help you guys. And without Sting, they might not have lasted for 10 years. I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, Sting brought in, it's because of Sting that they were able to get on Spike, and it's because of Sting that other big stars like Kurt Angle, like Kevin Nash, like Booker T, came to TNA. And like Hulk Hogan, like Ric Flair. I mean, all these big stars might not have came if it wasn't for Sting coming to TNA. And yeah, he's the most deserving in the Hall of Fame. I support this decision to put him in the Hall of Fame 100%. Dixie says that the official ceremony will be at Bound for Glory. And I'm guessing that's when Sting will retire. I mean, quite frankly, what else is there for Sting to do? He's been TNA World Champion. He's getting in the Hall of Fame this year. So I don't really see. I'm thinking he'll likely retire at Bound for Glory and maybe have one last match at Bound for Glory, like maybe some kind of retirement match. I don't know, but um, but yeah, I agree with this decision to put Sting in the Hall of Fame. But next up was the Knockouts title match between Gail Kim and and Miss Tessmacher. Had a bit of a brain fart for a second there, but yeah, this was a solid Knockouts match. Miss Tessmacher is your new tag is your new Knockouts champion, and you know she's over as hell with the fans. So I say at this point, why not let her have the title? So, but anyway, next up was, even though it might not have been the best wrestling match of the night, it was definitely the most entertaining and funny match of the night, in the sense that Joseph, I love the Joseph Park character. He was pounding on him like he was a 3-year-old punching, trying to punch someone. It was hilarious. He wasn't really punching. He was just kind of pounding on Bully Ray. It was hilarious. But yeah. And it was actually some nice back and forth. It started with Bully Ray kind of dominating Joseph Park, but Joseph Park started to come back and get some lucky shots in. And this whole time, even though I just thought this whole match was hilarious, I was thinking, now how are they gonna have Sting? I mean, not Sting, but Abyss come out when? Are they gonna have the lights come out and go out, and Joseph Park will be out of the ring and Abyss will be in the ring? I don't know. I didn't know, but anyway, the ending came. Well, after Bully Ray was gonna hit Joseph Park with a kendo stick. Joseph Park got a lucky shot on the stomach and hit Bully Ray with a kendo stick, and then rolled out of the ring. He rolled under the ring, and then from out of nowhere, Abyss came from underneath the ring and chokeslammed Bully Ray through a table that Bully Ray had set up during the match, and Joseph Park, and then Abyss went back under the ring, and Joseph Park came back out, and another thing I forgot to mention was that wrestling attire Joseph Park was wearing, it just looked hilarious on him. But you know, with the sweatpants, and it was just funny. He just looked hilarious in that. I'm sorry, but Joseph Park got the win, and I'm guessing this is maybe setting up Abyss versus Bully Ray at maybe Destination X or maybe Hardcore Justice. I don't know, but I like this match. You know, I didn't see the Abyss versus Bully Ray Monsters Ball match. You know, I heard from people's reviews that I've seen that it was really good, but I didn't see it. But I seen this match, and it was entertaining. it wasn't entertaining in the sense that it was a great wrestling match, no, but it was entertaining in the fact that it was hilarious and it was fun the whole time wondering and watching how Abyss was going to show up because you knew he was going to show up, but you didn't know how. And that was part of the fun of the match. And yeah, I like this match. You know, Joseph Park fucked the world, and Joseph Park versus Bully Ray at Slammiversary 2012 fucked the world. But uh, next up was my mark out moment. Had to check the results because I couldn't really remember all this shit, or at least in the order they happened, at least. But next up was my mark out moment of the night when Hulk Hogan came out again. I was like, oh come on, more mic time for Hogan, really? But Hogan said, "Please, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Christian Cage." And I was like, no fucking way, he's with WWE. And sure enough, he came out and apparently WWE must, I don't know. Apparently they Dixie Carter put it on Twitter, but I didn't see it or anything. Comment down below. Did TNA and WWE like work out some kind of agreement that Christian could show up at Slammiversary? Like I have no idea, but yeah, Christian cut a promo on saying how even though the rings changed and the rap changed and a few faces may have changed, one thing that hasn't changed in the fans and I want to thank you for all the support you fans you've given TNA. And he also showed the number one TNA moment, and that was Sting and Christian Cage versus Jeff Jarrett and I forgot who. Let me check. It doesn't really say, but I think it was Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner. I don't know, but it doesn't really say on the website I'm looking at because again, I can remember the matches, but I just can't remember the order that they happened. So next up was AJ Styles and Kurt Angle versus Crimson, not Crimson, but Christopher Daniels and Kazarian for the World Tag Team titles before the match. Crimson, damn it, I keep botching there. But why do I keep messing up Daniels and Crimson's fucking name? For fuck's sake. I mean, damn. But anyway, Daniels said, "We are the world's tag champions." And no, and yes, I said world, and that's because we are worth more than one world's worth of awesomeness. You know, I thought that was funny. You know, both Kazarian and Daniels. I didn't mess up either one of their names and confuse them with Crimson there. Put on my back, pat on my shoulder there to myself. But they both cut good promos. The match between this tag team match was really good. You know, there was some old school heel tag team tactics. When the ref was distracted, they would beat up AJ Styles in the corner. You know, this had some nice spots. A lot of good technical and wrestling skills in this match. You know, that one spot where Kurt Angle hit a German suplex on both Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. Now that was fucking sweet. This match we have the match ended when Kurt Angle put Kazarian in an ankle lock and made him tap out, and we have new World Tag Team Champions. This was a good match, but the only problem I have with this is, why did they have AJ Styles and Kurt Angle win the tag team titles now? Wouldn't it make more sense to have Daniels and Kazarian get some kind of fluke heel victory? And maybe at Destination X or Hardcore Justice, maybe that's when they put the tag team straps on Kurt Angle and AJ Styles. Just a thought, but still not much to complain here. And then finally, the world title match between apparently the new Hall of Fame inductee for TNA, Sting, and the TNA World Champion Bobby Roode. This was actually a good match. There was lots of good psychology. Bobby Roode going outside the ring only to go in the ring and have Sting chase him so he can beat up on Sting. That was some good stuff. On Sting locking in the Scorpion Deathlock and Bobby Roode, putting his hand up and down, making it look like he was gonna tap, but eventually getting to a rope. Sting locking in the Scorpion Deathlock outside and making Roode tap. That was all good stuff. I liked it. The finish. It wasn't the best technical wrestling match, but it was still a solid and really good main event, which is proof you don't have to have a bunch of flippy flips and whippy woos to have a good match. The finish came when Bobby Roode grabbed some beer bottles that James Storm apparently left behind. He tried to hit Sting with the beer bottle, but Sting caught it and the ref grabbed it. When Sting was ref distracted, Bobby Roode grabbed the beer bottle and got the victory over Sting. So your winner is Bobby, and still world champion Bobby Roode. And after a match, Sting basically beat the hell of Bobby Roode. His suplex on the ramp, and then his Scorpion Death drop off the stage through tables. Normally I would be upset. For an older talent burying the young talent, but in this case I didn't have much of a problem with it. Sting's a Hall of Famer. He deserves to look somewhat strong and kind of get his revenge at the end, even if he doesn't win the title. So I actually like this here. That way Sting gets his revenge, but Roode keeps onto the title. And I'm hoping that at this point, if they didn't have Roode lose the title, it would kind of make the title, his long title run, the longest reign in TNA history run ever, look kind of meaningless if he lost it at Impact or a filler pay-per-view. So at this point, they might as well just have him keep the title to Bound for Glory and then drop it to James Storm at Bound for Glory. Knowing TNA, they'll probably, I won't be surprised if they have Bobby Roode drop the title to Anderson on this week's episode of Impact. Knowing TNA's history of going by WCW's old playbook of ratings, and you really throw your pay-per-views under a bus. for the sake of your weekly TV shows. But I'm hoping at this point that Bobby Roode keeps the title to Bound for Glory and drops it to James Storm there. You know, it would be perfect payoff after a year-long build up to it. You know, it would just, and it would be the perfect way to end Bobby Roode's world title reign. So, final thoughts on the show. I'll give the show an A. Like I said earlier in the show, in the earlier in the video, is what I've been meaning to say. But yeah, you know, this was a solid pay-per-view from beginning to end. You know, the opener was awesome. The Bully Ray and Joseph Park match kept me where it was entertaining as hell. The world title match had really good psychology. The tag match had a good combination of having good psychology and and decent wrestling, and having some nice spots. In a decent knockouts match, we had someone who's really over. The fans win the title, the knockouts title, and Brooke Tessmacher or Miss Toxmacher or whatever the hell her name is. We had a Kid Cash and Hernandez had a decent match which set up, at the very least, a mid-card singles push for Hernandez. You know, the only damper on the show was that god-awful tag match between Robbie T and Robbie E versus Devon and Garrett fucking Bischoff. Oh, God, was that match bad. Probably one of the worst matches of all 2012. It was definitely the worst match of TNA. It's definitely the worst match TNA's had all year. It was just plain horrible. Tons of botches. Hopefully, at least the only thing that may have came out of this match is Devon and Garrett Bischoff went over. So hopefully this never-ending, won't die feud between Devon and Robbie fucking E will finally be over. But damn, was this match ever horrible? I got a huge mark-out moment / surprise in Kirsten, a guy who's not only signed with WWE, but is the current Intercontinental Champion, making a one-time appearance for TNA. What can I say? Just, except for one botch fest of a match, this was a show, and if it wasn't for that one horrible match, this would have been an A+ show easily. But sorry for the long ass video. I usually don't go this long, but if you stuck with me all along for this whole time, you know, good for you. I'm giving you a thumbs up, so give me the old thumbs up. Subscribe if you like what I said here. Subscribe up above. Comment down below. And I'll see you guys later.